What's going on, guys? Seancutshair back with another video. This is my newest barber number 10 at Clutch. And man, doesn't he just look sad? He's bumming. He hasn't had a haircut since he graduated barber school. We're gonna go ahead and hook him up with a freshie. Let's get right to it. Alright guys, we're going to kick this thing off with the number 4 all the way closed. And I like to use my Babyliss FX right here because they like to feed the hair a little bit better than my Wahl seniors do. So we're using the Babyliss FX, again, number 4 all the way closed. We're just going to bring it straight up and off the head, blending into the length that we have. And as we get towards the back, guys, I'm basically just going to take a bunch of licks at the back of the hair and try to kind of blend into the mohawk. That is one of the hardest things about this haircut. So you just want to do your best to blend in with the 4 on the sides. And when we shear cut the rest at the end, we can clean that up and make it lay in even nicer. All right, so now that we created our base on the side of the head, we'll come in and follow the same exact shape. We're gonna use our Slimlines to create the first bald guideline. Following that same shape, we're gonna start at the corner of the C-cup, work it right over the ear, following that same kind of drop fade mohawk shape. Then we'll clean up everything underneath with the trimmer before coming in with the shaver and getting it all the way down to skin. Now, if this is your first time watching, guys, I do the same exact steps. Every haircut, no matter the shape, we're just gonna change the shape of the fade and how we connect to the top. So our first step is always gonna be the lever all the way open, following the same shape as our guideline. Then we'll start to work that line out from the bottom. Now recently I did zero gap these clippers, so I am able to take out my bald line with them. So we're first gonna attack the very bottom line with the clipper all the way closed, and then we'll use it halfway open to take out any dark spots left in the middle. After you've done that, if there's anything left, you just wanna use your lever starting long to be safe, work your way down and close it up as needed to take out anything that's left behind that you're not happy with. Our next step will be with the 1 guard all the way open. We're gonna go up another 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, making another guideline. Again, guys, we're following the same exact shape with every guideline, all the way back to our original guideline with our number 4 guard. Once we get the 1 guard open, all the way established, we can start to close it up and start to take this line out. Now for the next step, we're gonna close the 1 all the way up and we're gonna go 2/3 of the way up into this section. So guys, it's gonna look like I'm going almost to the top of the guideline, and we should just be lightening up the line between the open clipper and the 1 guard. Now that we're done with the 1 closed, we'll come in with the 1/2 guard. Halfway open is the sweet spot. And guys, I like to think of this as the magic eraser. It is just gonna erase that last little hint of a line, and then we can move on. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the number 2 all the way closed. And guys, we're gonna try not to create a guideline here. We're gonna try to blend into the number 4 that we started with while lightening up the line between the 1 and the 2. Now that that's done, you can see a slight line between the 1 and the 2. And just like the 1/2 guard, guys, the 1 1/2 is the magic eraser to take that line out. So we're gonna start with it halfway closed, get the line out as best as we can. If we need to close it up and go after something, we can. And after this, guys, we will continue to work our way down, polishing up the fade, going from the 1 1/2 back to the 1, 1/2 guard, no guard, as needed, just to polish this side up before we move on. Now we're gonna go ahead and blend his beard in while we're here. That is considered part of a haircut as far as I'm concerned. We'll start with the 1.5, opposite steps of the fade, guys. 1.5, half open. Now we did the 1 open, 1 closed. Then we'll just pop the 1 guard off, open clipper, half closed, and closed at the top. You guys can see that transition from the beard to nothing. Then we can line everything up and move on to the top. Now it is laying a little bit heavy here, and I want to be careful. I want to maintain this length. So I'm going to come in and do a little bit of shear over comb. Guys, these are my 7-inch fresh shears. I do like to use my flat top comb. It keeps me from getting into this hair too much. We're just going to lighten it up, guys. Make sure this lays all the way nice before we move on. We're gonna go ahead and line up the back of the neck, guys. There's not much around the ear, so we will start from behind the ear, bring it straight down. We're gonna cut that length here in a minute, so I am gonna just kind of comb it towards the line to make sure that nothing hangs over. We'll line that up straight down, nice and sharp, and we can move on to the shear work. Now we're gonna do the same steps on the other side, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the shear work. We're gonna go ahead and part it down the middle, take it to each side, and that's gonna basically make sure that nothing can hang over the weight that we already created. So you guys see I split it right down the middle, and I will take this to each side, basically matching it to the longest hair at the top, the perimeter that we created. Now because there's quite a bit of hair above the hairline here, we wanna make sure that it's very saturated with shave gel. That way the blade can glide and not cause irritation. Once we get that off, it is very important to go ahead and wipe that off with a towel. You guys can see how sharp and dark that line looks. That is a buildup of shave gel. So we wanna make sure we wipe it off, as you can see here in a second. When we wipe it off, we will wanna come back in and get that line sharp again, but that will really give us our really accurate, very, very sharp razor lines that we're looking for. I want you guys also to pay attention to how stretched the skin is, where you can take the round line of the beard and actually stretch it to make it almost flat, and that's gonna help you get that line super sharp. Very important that you stretch the skin. Now we're gonna go in, add some 245 indestructible clay. You guys know that is my favorite product for messy styles like this. I'm really gonna work it in. Obviously, guys, we don't wanna expose this hairline, but I am working it into the hair very well. Then we'll comb it down, and we can kind of do some finishing touches on this cut before we check out the end result. I'm gonna comb his front hairline down. Like I said, guys, earlier was just a rough end. Now we're gonna come in with some trimmers, give it a nice look, and you guys will see how it develops as we go. All right, guys, there's the finished product. I hope you guys are digging this haircut. He was definitely stoked. Like I said, he is our 10th barber at Clutch, brand new at the shop, and was super stoked to have me cut his hair. I'm stoked to have him, stoked to put him on the channel. So anyway, guys, if you like this haircut, please smash that like button, leave me a comment down below, and let me know what you think of this cut. Make sure you subscribe and have your bell notifications turned on so you guys don't miss any content. And I'll catch you guys next time.